Happy Saturday, everyone. I am First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi. Our First Alert weather day coming to an end now that the storms are starting to come to an end. If you're watching this live with us just after 11 o'clock here, but if you're happening to watch it later, then you'll just want to focus on what's on the way for the rest of the day. But a few showers and a couple of isolated rumbles of thunder south of the city right now, mainly south of I-20, but from Atlanta to the north, starting to dry out, and that will continue to be a trend. The good news is our severe threat has also now come to an end. We are not worried about severe weather anymore here in North Georgia, but we will see temperatures warm through the rest of the day. That 70% coverage you're seeing on the 7-day, by the way, I tried to lower that. Not sure what's going on with my 7-day forecast editor because it wasn't letting me lower the rain chance, but don't worry about that. Don't let it fool you. We'll hold on to maybe a 30% chance for showers for the next couple of hours. And as the rain continues to clear, so will the skies. We'll see sunshine gradually return today with temperatures climbing into the low 80s at noon, and mid 80s is where we'll top out today. It will feel warmer than that because it is going to be quite muggy, despite the fact that we had that line of storms come through that didn't dry us out. It wasn't a cold front. It was a complex of thunderstorms out ahead of a cold front. So unfortunately, we're not getting that nice humidity drop yet. Going into tomorrow, we'll continue our First Alert weather day for more scattered storms. Very similar forecast pattern to today. As we wait for a cold front to move in, it's going to get a little closer to us tomorrow. We'll watch for essentially a burst of energy to move out ahead of the front, and that's going to bring the chance for showers and storms starting late morning, moving through metro during the early afternoon hours. Similar to today, we will watch for maybe an isolated severe storm with gusty wind and some small hail, heavy rain, frequent lightning. We had at one point one of the thunderstorms counting like 200 plus strikes of lightning, very electric storm down south of the city this morning. And then we'll see potentially an organization of this thunderstorm complex in the early afternoon as it shifts south of the city. So I think from Atlanta to the southeast, from Griffin to Eatonton to Athens, you might have a slightly higher risk of maybe an isolated severe storm tomorrow, not only because it looks like that cluster of storms becomes more organized, but you'll also have the heating of the day to work with, so that will lead to higher fuel for that thunderstorm complex to take advantage of. I keep calling it a thunderstorm complex because technically the meteorological term for it is mesoscale convective system, and that's a lot harder to say. Let's go into Monday, where temperatures will climb near 90 degrees, mostly dry outside of maybe a few storms first half of the day Monday. Tuesday will go back near 90, hot and humid, but then Wednesday, a First Alert weather day for showers and storms that'll move in along a cold front. By the way, as I mentioned, an isolated severe storm possible Sunday. Here comes that cold front mid to late week. Showers and storms possible along that front. The timing needs work, as does the potential for severe weather. If the front comes through during daytime heating, severe storms will be more likely. If it comes through in the early morning, severe storms less likely. So we just need to work on the timing to give you the full scope of what to expect on Wednesday. But we do know scattered showers and storms will be possible Wednesday. And then behind that, we also know cooler temperatures and lower humidity on the way. After 2 days in the 90s, really muggy mornings, we're going to have cooler and more crisp air usher in late week. Thursday and Friday, we're waking up in the 50s with low humidity. Yeah, it's going to feel great outside stepping out the door for the end of the week. As if Thursday and Friday aren't already good enough days going into a long holiday weekend, right? The weather's going to be great for it. So our First Alert weather day, again, coming to an end today. I think our severe threat's done for the day. Tomorrow, scattered storms starting in the late morning through the early afternoon. I think we'll dry out by dinner time as of right now. Very similar to today, where models really didn't get a handle on what was happening until it was actually happening. The timing of the storms can change through the day today, so you'll want to check back for updates. Unfortunately, these thunderstorm complexes we're watching, they're so small scale, models struggle to really pinpoint their timing. So just check back later for updates. We'll update you in the First Alert weather app as well if any timing changes. And then we'll be hot to start the week ahead of that cold front on Wednesday. That drops our humidity, drops our temperatures. A beautiful day for Braves baseball on the way for Friday. You can watch that on Peachtree TV, by the way. If you're headed to Truist Park, it'll be a great day. Now, looking ahead to Memorial Day weekend, I do not think that the nice and dry and comfortable weather will continue. I do think we'll gradually warm up day by day. That humidity will gradually come back. So by Memorial Day on Monday, I do think we'll have at least a small chance for storms. We're watching that carefully, and it will be hot and humid again for that long weekend. But that's technically the official kickoff of summer, I think, right? Memorial Day weekend? I could be wrong on that. It's going to feel like summer probably by the end of it. And that is it for your weather. We are going to also send it over to get your news headlines as well, because we got to catch you up on the news of the day. So I'm going to send it over to Maria to get you caught up on this Saturday morning.
All right, and thank you, Courtney Giacobazzi. If you were with us this morning on the morning show, by the way, she was on top of it with getting y'all ready this morning and into today with everything you needed to know about the rain and the storm system that moved through our area. And really important to have the First Alert Weather app downloaded in situations like that, because it will send you personalized notifications directly to your phone, especially if there's any weather concerns in your specific area. And I want to talk about this storm system for a moment, because as much as, we saw minimal impacts here in Metro Atlanta, that was not the case out in the Midwest. So let's talk about that. I want to show you this video here on your screen. This is the same storm system that moved through Metro Atlanta. This is what it did in Kentucky. At least 9 people were killed. Several others were injured after a confirmed tornado in Laurel County in the southeastern region of the state really just devastated this community. You can see some of the homes and businesses and neighborhoods that are just on the ground. Crews spent the overnight hours searching destroyed houses for possible survivors and victims, and I do believe at least 21 people are confirmed to be dead as a result of this severe weather systems that moved through the Midwest. So really important when we talk about weather, when we first alert, we are getting you prepared for either changes in the weather system or more severe weather events. So do have the First Alert Weather app on your phone. You can set up your notifications however you want, and you get personalized videos and weather forecasting from our team of meteorologists, including Courtney Giacobazzi. So all the more reason to connect with us. All right, I want to take you back here to Metro Atlanta, downtown Atlanta specifically, as we talk about this story that we are continuing to follow.
Heard a gunshot, looked over and noticed
this story that we are continuing to follow. Apologies, as I took you out to what was earlier remarks that we got from Atlanta police. And of course, they're basically asking the community now to be on the lookout for a suspect. They say a man in his 50s who was wearing a multicolored shirt, now on the run after apparently, allegedly shooting someone right outside of the Garnett MARTA station in downtown Atlanta. This happened earlier this morning. Now the center of an Atlanta police investigation. We, of course, put out all of the information that we currently have so far on our website, atlantanewsfirst.com. But basically, Atlanta police are saying they are searching for a man who is believed to have shot another man in his 50s right outside of this Garnett MARTA area. There's also the Greyhound bus station here. It is a busy, populated area, a lot of pedestrian traffic along Brotherton Street. Now that street now remains blocked off, as you can see on your screen here, and we saw at least 3-4 crime scene units from Atlanta police investigating, more than a dozen officers on scene combing through the area, and they told us they'll be looking through surveillance footage as they have cameras set up because it is near a public transit station. They are saying they are actively searching for the suspect. We were also told a MARTA police officer actually heard the gunshot when it went off and then saw a man standing over the victim. And at the time, police believe the suspected shooter did run away from the scene, so he is still at large. If you have any information, please do not hesitate to contact police immediately. And some other top stories that we're following, this one out in Conyers. We are talking about the Bolab facility. You might remember from our reports to you back in 2024, this was the center of a large plume that had residents across county lines really concerned for their health and safety. Well, the Bolab plant in Rockdale County now shutting down after that giant chemical plume. Bolab says it is closing the manufacturing facility, but it plans to keep the distribution center that's in the county still open and operating. People who live in the community have been pushing for this since that fire broke out, and those we spoke to are saying they are glad to see the plant shut down. However, they still want accountability for what took place in September. We'll let you know what comes of that as things develop here on Atlanta News First. All right, happening today, a multi-million-dollar project at one of Atlanta's busiest MARTA stations beginning this Saturday. Construction should start at the 5 Points station after it was delayed by nearly a year because of the timeline and impact it would have on riders. So MARTA says about 4,500 bus riders pass through this station every day, and now several buses are expected to be rerouted. And if you're taking the train, only one entrance will stay open. Patrick Quinn has the latest.
MARTA's biggest and busiest station, 5 Points, is going under the knife. A 4-year transformation starts this weekend.
The biggest impact is going to be to our bus customers.
Starting Saturday, some bus routes are being rerouted, impacting 4,500 daily bus riders. The 26, 42, and 816 lines will skip 5 Points altogether. I met Ellen Wright coming off the 26 bus. She didn't know about the changes until we told her. What are you going to do tomorrow?
Actually, I have to call Uber or somebody to try to get the next ride to come from over there.
40,000 train riders transfer at 5 Points every day. MARTA says transfers will not be impacted, but riders will no longer be able to enter or exit 5 Points from Alabama or Peachtree Street. Only the entrance on Forsyth Street will be open.
I'm actually happy that they are finally doing construction down here. It's a long time waiting.
Terry Stidham from Stonecrest believes locals will likely be fine. The visitors might be more confused. That could especially be true as Atlanta will welcome thousands for the World Cup next summer.
So this will be an active construction site when World Cup comes. It will be open for service.
So why is this station construction project taking 4 years? MARTA is renovating the plaza and concourse levels, and officials say replacing the canopy is a very technical process.
We cannot just blow it up or demolish it. We have to take it apart piece by piece in a very precise way.
MARTA believes this transformation will breathe life into the transit system and the surrounding downtown neighborhood. For Ellen, the change is needed.
Yes, it is time. It is time.
Patrick Quinn, Atlanta News First.
All right, and I want to end on this note. We got to talk about the Porchfest. If you haven't heard about this, where have you been? And definitely listen up. The Porchfest, back for its 5th year in Virginia Highlands. 40,000 people are expected to come out for a free day of live music with 100 different bands across 60 different porches. There's going to be food trucks if you want a bite to eat, and a market with more than 50 vendors. So that is already underway. You can head down there. It is a free event. Bring the family, bring the friends, bring the kids, and have a great day. The weather has cleared out. It's a little better than what it was 2 hours ago. A lot better, I should say. So make sure you get out there and enjoy your Saturday. We are going to keep it right here on Atlanta News First Plus as we continue to follow breaking news and your community stories.